Hi everyone and welcome to this video. Today, as per my short from Tuesday, I'm going to be looking at these hard drives here. I'm going to be going through the different drives, capacities and the condition of the drives, which I can do on this on the iMac. However, with these I can't do that because I'm using an old version of Hiren's Boot CD for them drives, and then we're just gonna clean them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with what drives I've got. So at the moment I have, as you can see here, so as you can see here, I have a lot of 2.5-inch SATA drives. I do have here one very old 30 gig Hitachi PATA drive, 2.5-inch, but I don't have an adapter for that, so I'm going to see if I can get one. So I'm going to start off. I have a 80GB Hitachi hard drive for an Apple Mac. In particular, it is out of this Apple Mac. It's a 2007 base machine. So I don't know if you can see that properly. You might be able to see it properly on that one. So go on that one. So as you can see, size is 80 gig, and you can tell it's from an Apple machine because it's got the Apple logo on. So we're going to start off with this one. So what you need, if you're doing this in Windows and you don't want to have to keep on doing what I want to have to do with the big hard drives, so there's a hard drive caddy, a SATA hard drive caddy to USB. You can get many variations of this. You can even get the ones that just plug straight in. So I'm just going to plug this in, let that load up, and then go to my desktop. Right, so first things first, normally it would load up if it was formatted, manage. So I'm going to go into the disk management. So this isn't initialized, so I have previously cleared this disk. So I'm just going to initialize that and format that. So that's an 80 gig hard drive. So we know the size, we know the manufacturer, which is Hitachi, and we know the type of machine it came from, which is an Apple Mac or Apple Mac Mini. So we are going to use disk info to find out the condition of the drive. Right, so this is Crystal Disk Info from Crystal Duo World. So at the moment it shows my main Apple HD, which is built into the iMac. So I'm going to go on to the second disk, which is an Hitachi 80GB SATA 1. And it says there the drive condition is good. So if you look, read error rate, count 100, threshold 62. What we are looking for is read error rate, or the sectors. And we have the read error rate there, which is in good condition. So this basically tells you everything there, and it would, if there was an error or the drive was failing at some point, it would tell you the health status, which is at the moment is good. Now we're going to come on to that in a bit, because I do have a couple of drives that are different, and it tells you the temperature currently, the standard of what it has and features. So I'm going to quit out of this, and then we're going to have a look at just wiping it. Now, the quick and easiest way to wipe in the disk, if you are not bothered about, say, drives being recoverable, the quick and easiest way to do that is to just use DiskPart. So we're going to load up our command prompt and type in DiskPart. I'm going to have to give it allowances to change on the device, and then we are going to, from here we need to list the disks. So we type in list space disk, and it shows you which drive is, which drives are connected. Right, so what we are looking for is this bit here. We are looking for disk 0 and disk 1. So now we need to determine which disk that we want to select. So we look at the capacity. We know the capacity is 74 gigs, so we are looking for disk 1. So we just type in select disk 1. So disk 1 is now selected, and we are going to put clean. So this DiskPart has succeeded in cleaning the disk. So we just type in exit to come out of this and come out of the command prompt. Now a way to check is it hasn't populated into this computer. And if we go on to manage again, and it says there, you must initialize a disk before Logic Disk Manager can access it. So disk 1, which is the disks that we have just cleaned. Now all that does is it cleans the current. It doesn't wipe anything off the disk. It wipes the main reference. So on a hard drive you have a little piece of code that has all the information of partitions and where your information is stored. All it does is clears that. So we're just going to reinitialize it and then create a new simple volume. So there we go, we've got it, it's now created in D. So I'm gonna see if I can load up a different program. Right, this is Mahiron's Boot CDPE and it has loads of programs on here which I don't keep to hand, but I keep that to hand all the time, but I don't keep on the main machine. So we are looking for anything that would erase. So this looks like an eraser. Yep. So this is a disk eraser. So I've never actually used this before, so this is new to me. New task. Run immediately. Task name wipe. Fact no. There's the documentation there, so have a look at a quick look at the documentation. I'll show you how to use it. So right, so that's basically to erase individual files. We are looking for a drive wipe. Now I know, I'm pretty sure Acronis. Okay. Or the Seagate Disk Wizard or Acronis has that same functionality. But we have to wait for it to load. But what we'll do is, well, while we're waiting for that to load, or maybe it's not, right, so on here it's basically based on Acronis, but it's a free version, so you don't get a lot of tools in here in this version, but you do get some tools. So one of the tools that you do get is called Drive Cleanser. No, well. Right, so disk 3. Which one was disk 3? So what we want to do is, I'm using the Seagate Disk Wizard for this, is select 74 gig drive, click next. Now this gives you different standards. Now the different standards specify how deep you want to delete everything off the drive. So I'm going to go fast. This just does one pass, whereas if you look at the DoD, that does a triple pass overwrite algorithm. It runs a triple pass overwrite algorithm, which normally is seven writes. So we're just going to do the fast one. It's the least secure data destruction as well, so the summary tells you what it's going to do. It said the selected partitions will wipe irreversibly. You will not be able to undo the operation. Wiping hard disk 2, 74.53 gig, method fast, total passes 1, and also clearing the disk. So we want to wipe the selected partitions irreversibly and then proceed. So we let this run. And this could take a while, especially on a spinning hard disk. So what I'm going to quickly do while that's going through that, I'm just going to go through the other drives I've got. So I also have a Seagate Momentus 5400 serial ATA disk drive, 160 gigabytes. So I'm just going to put you on that screen there. So there's that one. I do have two 320 gigabyte Western Digital drives. Now one was out of a normal laptop, this one here. This one was actually out of a set-top box, TV set-top box that broke. So I am assuming this drive here is more suited to recording videos or storing videos than this is just a normal basic drive. I also have a Samsung HM400Li 400 gigabyte 5400 RPM hard drive. Now I bought this in 2008 as an external hard drive. It come in its own enclosure, but the enclosure broke one day, so I removed it. I've used it in various things like the PlayStation 3 and laptops and whatnot, and that is that drive there. Now I can tell you straight away that this does click, this drive. So right, next I've got two different 1 terabyte hard drives. So I'm going to start off with the first one. It's a Seagate Momentous 1000 gigabyte hard drive. Now it does have Samsung on there. It has Samsung spin point on, but it's actually a Seagate drive. I'll show you that one there. So as you can see on the left hand side, you can see Samsung, but if you look at the top, if I can zoom into that better picture, it's a Seagate Momentous. I'm assuming, because it doesn't actually say, this is not, I think this is a 7200 RPM drive, this one. This actually come out of a PlayStation 4 Pro. Again, the PlayStation was damaged. It was left out in the rain when I salvaged it. Mainly for the hard drive. I've checked the hard drive and the condition is good. Next I have another hard drive from, I think this one was from another PlayStation 4. Again damaged. So this is a HGST 5400 RPM 1TB hard drive. I'm pretty sure that came out of a PlayStation. I'm not 100% positive. Made in June of 2015. Next, I have an Intel 180 gig SSD Pro 2500 series. This drive I currently use for my Windows to Go drive. So I won't be erasing that, but that's to just show you that SSD. This SSD I have here, it's an M.2, SATA M.2. Made by Samsung, I believe. Yeah, it's made by Samsung. And this is a 128 gig SSD. Now I don't have the enclosure or any motherboard that's capable of taking this, so I won't be able to even check to see if this drive's okay. I do have an mSATA adapter, but that's for an mSATA hard disk. So again, I'll not be doing anything with that. That might be in a future video or future short. So I'll keep that one to the side as well. And then I have two 3.5 inch hard drives. So the first one is from 2009. It's a SATA hard drive, and it is a Western Digital 2500 or 250 gig and it doesn't say the speed, but I'm assuming with it being a green powered one, it's a 5400 RPM. So, but these ones here I have to use on this machine here, down here, because again I don't have a dock for these. And next, again, a Seagate Pipeline HD2 500 gig. This one is, does this one say? Does not say. No, it definitely does not say, but if you can see it, let me know. But I'm assuming again that is a 5200 or 5400 RPM hard drive. And I do have other various hard drives. As you saw in the Mac, that has a hybrid drive. And also my other PC, this one here, that has a Western Digital. Let's have a look. I know it has a Kingston, a 512 gig Kingston, 512 gig Kingston SSD. So we're just going to take out some screws here. So it has a Western Digital Blue, 1 terabyte, WD10EZEX SATA hard drive with 64 meg of cache. It's not too bad. Again, another Seagate hard drive, 500 gig. That's another Pipeline HD2 drive that I use for storing my programs on. And the Kingston SSD 512 gig. These are screwed in, by the way, so I can't take them out. I haven't got a screwdriver handy. Now this is an SK 600. It's an SK 600, which I have shown in previous video, in one of my earlier videos. I do believe. So while that's doing that, I'm going to put these two 3.5 inch hard drives in, and I'm going to use another program. So you will see these drives pop up in when I click my fingers, not when I click my fingers. No, obviously not. It's not letting me skip. There we are. Again, so I'll do from there. No, it's not letting me stop recording. Okay. Right, so what I need to do is, very strange, turn this one off. And I'm going to do two at the same time. So, I'm going to bring this machine up and see if I have the right connectors on here. I do not. So, I have one SATA connector here, which I want for my main boot drive. Oops. And then basically I've got a Molex to SATA power adapter, because these are Molex. So I'm going to get a main boot drive in, which this main boot drive is an integral 120 gig SATA. SATA 3, sorry. P series, I think it is. I just use that for various things. So I'm going to put that on the Molex, because that takes the least power. And then I'm going to need one of these. So that's our main boot drive sorted. And then we're just going to add these to this machine. I'm pretty sure I did have another Molex to set up, but I cannot for the life of me remember where I put that one. I'll plug in the HD Pipeline 2 drive first and find our main Molex connector. Sorry, our main SATA power connector. Now guys, I wouldn't recommend you doing what I'm doing and just willy-nilly putting stuff everywhere. Do as I say, not as I do, as the expression goes. So we'll power this one up. And at the same time my keyboard's come out again. There we are. So I'm on a load. Mini Windows XP for now. This is the old version of Houndsboot CD that we are loading here. So as you can see there, so let's see if we've got any programs. No. Let's see if we can find it. The drive fail's on, so if you give me 1 second. So it is shown, because I thought right, so there's the SSD. Now how do I get into there? Right, so it's not in this one. Modern UEFI and older BIOSes are a lot better than this. At least you could see what drives were connected in the older ones and in the new UEFI. So we'll go about order, which I believe is F8. Right, so it is picking up the hard drive. So we are going to go on to Sega Disk Wizard. No, it won't let us go on to no, it's not ever going into that. Right, I'm going to try this. This was irrecoverably, this is Derek's boot and nuke. So this looks like a DOS based program. So we want a list of quick commands. So F3. At the DOS prompt, at the boot prompt, in each case all disks in the computer will be wiped automatically without confirmation. All disks in the computer. Right, no, we don't do that. Reboot. Let's see how the other one is doing. So that's got 8 minutes remaining. Like I said, these cleaning processes do take a long time. If you were to do the DoD wipe, it has known to take a day, maybe 2 days, depending on the size of the drive. So we are just gonna go back into Mini XP. Computing is never easy. You always do get problems. So we want disk management, file, right, so I'm gonna see if I can load this part in here and then list the disks from there. Right, so it says no, this, we know there's a disk there. So, right, well, we're having trouble with that, so we'll come back to that in another day. So this says we've got 6 minutes remaining. So we'll try our best to sort that out. So after having problems with the Hounds Boot CD, the old one, because I've never hardly used it, so I don't know I'll have to have a proper look at that one. But as you can see, it's going to take a long time. So once this one's cut short, this one's done, I'm going to cut that but as you can see, the many drives that I have, two sorts through sizes. So this disc has successfully been cleaned, and that's basically it. So like I say, there are many programs out there. I mainly use the programs that you've seen in here. So that's it. If you like this video, please click the like button, and please subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot, helps me out a lot, gives me the enthusiasm to do the videos, and I'll see you in the next video.